All right, guys. So we have an amazing guest today. Her name is Shenika, a client and a friend of mine, a sister in Christ as well.
Yes, yeah.
Super amazing. So she's been in my fitness program for 4 months, and
Mhm.
she's been crushing it. There would be no interview if she hasn't been putting in work and getting results. So we're gonna talk about that. So prior to coming into the program, like what were your goals and what did you try in the past to try to achieve them?
Okay, so I think that my goals were kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, set in like a social status to where it's like Coca-Cola body, flat stomach, your booty be rounded and stuff. So I think that my perception on what being fit was not the right perception, you
Mm,
know? It's
right.
not always about, oh, just a banging body. It's literally the lifestyle that you put into it.
Right.
Um, so now going through this, it's more of a healthy eating, you
Mm,
know what I mean? And making sure that you get into the gym. Because now I also realize that as you're losing the weight, you're gonna gain the muscle.
right, of course.
So even though you think you're not really losing weight, you're losing it, but you're gaining the muscle. And
Mm,
through your help and your education, I have now learned that muscle is heavier than fat. So
mm,
me really even also saying, okay, I want to get down to the 150 or even um lower than that. Um, I've now realized that even if I'm at, say, 160, but it's a healthy 160, like you have your muscle. So, um, yeah, I think that my attitude has changed that way from
wow.
the starting of my whole journey till now. Because before it was just, oh, I just want to lose the weight. I want to get back to like the 140, the 130 of where I used to be, when
Uh,
really that doesn't have to be it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
right, because when you were at that weight before, you weren't somebody that was working out for months on end.
Mm-mm,
So
no.
you're not gonna be able to get back to that unless you do it in a way where you end up looking sick. And of course, that's not
Yeah.
what you want, right? You want to be
Yeah.
the best Shanika. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
that was something you embraced because some people, no matter
Yeah.
how much visual changes they see, they
Hmm.
just continue attaching success to the weight, to the scale, what the
Yeah.
number
No,
is,
for sure. Yeah.
right? So that's amazing. So like what would you say were some of the things that you've noticed in terms of like tangible changes since we started? Not necessarily, we'll talk about numbers, but just like physically, what have you noticed?
Physically, I did notice that my body was shaping out.
Mm.
As you know, I call them the rolls, right? The rolls in my back and stuff like that. I literally saw the change of the rolls. You know, they're not there, but as visibly as they were before, like literally you could count how much rolls there were, but now
Yeah.
it's like it's everything is shaping out.
Mm.
Um, I just even notice when I am in the gym how much if I'm lifting, say, 20 pounds, it's a little bit easier now. And I'm like, okay, I can go up an extra 5 pounds. Like, so, and just the confidence within myself, honestly.
Mm. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so you notice things tighten up, you notice the
Yeah.
confidence, the strength
Mhm.
going up. So let's talk about like the numbers. Like how much were you when we started? What are you at as of today?
I was like at 187 or something like that. Like
Oh, dang.
I was I was up there. I was pushing to 200.
Yeah.
I was pushing there.
Yeah.
But I am now at 169.
Ooh, let's go. You see, guys, how
Yeah.
her whole tonality changed? She was like, "Whew, I was up there." Then she's like, "But
Yeah. Yeah. I'm at
let's
169,
go."
so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show coaches.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? No,
Oh my God.
it was a journey, but it was a good journey. I'm very, very happy that, I stuck to it because I remember one time I messaged you and I was like, the scale is lying. I'm not losing any weight. Like I was kind of like, it was almost messing with me for a second, and you were like, you can't always just trust the scale like that. Like, you know what I mean? You have to do the measurements and all that. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
High
you
five to you.
yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. You've been doing your thing, and you know what? Just to kind of shed more light on that, like I went on a transformation of my own, and in 7 months, I lost only 7 pounds. But
Hmm.
through those months, I was doing what's called DEXA scans, which allows you to see how much fat and muscle you have in every individual body part. So I did that every month. It was like $100, but because I was just like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't detach. So
Hmm.
in that time frame, I lost 13 pounds. Sorry, I gained 13 pounds of muscle and lost 20 pounds of fat. So
Hmm.
visually, that's a big difference. But imagine 7 pounds in 7 months, how much your scale is going
Yeah.
up and down, right? So,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've shared that with you. Maybe I have, but
You did. You did. Because you were like, don't worry. It's something is happening. It just takes time, you know? So
yes,
yeah. Yeah.
100%. So, what have people noticed? Like, what have people been saying about, the changes that you've been making?
Um, I've gotten some compliments
Hmm,
because people are noticing that I am shaping out. So
hmm,
like I went to church one day, and when I first started going to the church that I'm at now,
yeah.
I was like this skinny little thing, like, you know? And then there was a time when everyone was like, "Oh, yeah, get fat." And you know Jamaicans, right?
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
No
yeah,
filter.
get fat and da 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 da, stop eat and stop yum." But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
now it's to a point where everyone's like, "You know what? You're looking really good right now. Like, you know,
Wow.
you're shaping out and, you know, oh, you're not as big as you used to be." Because
Yeah,
like
thank you,
I don't
man.
know, but yeah, there people are noticing and stuff like that. So, and there's a lot of the people didn't know that I was doing any training or anything like that.
Good.
So, 'cause you know, sometimes when you tell people that you're going to be training, they're like looking for a change. Oh,
That right there.
what you
Yep.
gonna like, you know? So, really, the only people that really knew that I was really training was my mom, my sister, and my grandma, like just my close family, you know?
I
But
love it.
yeah, people are noticing. So yeah.
I love that. And it's funny you say that because anytime like I ask somebody like that's dropped a little bit of weight, I'll be like, "Oh, if anybody noticed? Has anybody noticed?" And then they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then the first thing I'll ask is, "Did they know you were doing training?" Because if they say yeah, I'm kind of like,
Mhm.
that's a little iffy for that reason. They might be
Yeah.
expecting something, but if they don't know, then it's like that's legit, genuine,
Yeah.
affirmation that you're on the right track. So that's
Yeah.
that's amazing. So, um, what would you say has been like the number one thing that has like made this work? I mean, at the end of the day, you've gotten results. There's nothing to deny there. So, what
Hmm.
would you say has had the biggest impact in you finally like closing that gap? Because you've tried things in the past, of course.
Yeah. I have had tried things. I was like looking on Instagram and seeing all these drinks that people are making and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I wasn't eating right.
Mm.
Even though I was doing all of those things, I was still my sour cream and onion chips, Ruffles,
Oh,
like, you know, there was a lot of things there
those
was a
hit
lot of
different.
things, you know, that I had to switch up. So
Sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. I just had to make sure that the eating was consistent, proper eating was consistent. Um I stopped eating a lot of sweets like chocolates and even juice and pop. I cut that down drastically, like to the point now where I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't even drinking like a full bottle of water for the day. Where now I have my big water bottle that I'm drinking like two or three of those for the day, you know what I mean? And just the commitment level. Um, it was really hard at first starting out,
Of course.
but I was just really committed to, you know, okay, no, I'm gonna get up and today I'm gonna go to the gym, even if it's at this time. And it got to a point now where it's like if I miss a gym day, it's like, ooh, I feel weird. Like I need to go to the gym. I missed a day, you know? So
Yep. I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, you've gotten to that point where it's easier to continue than it is to
Yeah.
stop. And that's
100%.
yeah, that's the place you want to be at in anything, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
with your walk with the Lord, whether it's with your
Mm-hmm.
fitness,
Yeah.
relationships, always getting to that point where there's so much momentum, you know?
Yeah.
just to kind of add on to the spiritual side of that, I was listening to my pastor because he has a radio show on Joy 1250
Okay, nice.
in the lay. Yeah. So he was speaking about like, sin and David's story, how he just got off track, right?
Mhm.
He had all this momentum walking with the Lord, and then boom,
Mhm.
immediately got off track. But what he did to get back the momentum was he cried out to God. He was repentant.
Mhm.
He was sorrowful, and now he's known as the man after God's own heart, right? Despite that blip. So you've had moments in the fitness journey where and I'm saying even prior to me, where you were doing things, creating maybe some momentum, stopping, creating things. But
Mhm.
now you've actually created so much momentum where it's like there's no looking back, and it's
Yeah.
it's amazing to hear. So, Shanika, now obviously there's people they want to make a transformation like you. They want to get rid of some roles. They want to
Mhm.
they want to have Jamaicans taking it easy on them and not making crazy commentary, right? So,
Boy.
but they don't know if they're on the fence about like an online program. They're like, can it really work? I need someone to count my reps, like things that
Mhm.
people typically say, um,
Mhm.
right? That just shows the reluctancy. And you, as someone who was pretty reluctant, right, could kind of vouch for that
Yeah.
mentality. So, what do you say to that person that really wants results, but they're on the fence about starting this program?
Um, you just have to start
Hmm,
because when is ever going to be the right time? Like,
right?
you know what I mean? So you have to start, you have to be committed. Just know that you have support, you have help. The app was really easy to use, you putting in all of the exercises and stuff like that, and just even the rating that it had at the end, and you can put in your little comments and all that kind of stuff. Just the check-ins. And I would also say to try and find a community.
Hmm,
I know you have like the WhatsApp group and stuff like that, but you also need your own community. So, like if you do go to the gym, then you'll start to see people, at the gym, and then every so often it's a hi, hi, like, you know what I mean? So, you need a community that will also hold you accountable and that will push you and that will hopefully join you on your journey as well, because that makes things a lot easier, just even within the home, you know. If everybody in your house is eating unhealthy and you're trying to eat healthy, it's going to be a little bit harder. So the people around you, just make sure that they are very supportive. And if it's not there that they're very supportive, then you have your trainer, message your trainer and message the people in the WhatsApp group. And because there are a lot of people out there right now that are trying to be on their fitness journey and stuff like that. So you are not the only one, but you have to get your foot in the door.
come
You
on,
have to. You
come
have
on.
to cross over the threshold. You can't just stay on the one side. You have to move forward.
She preaching right now. Oh man, you got to get in.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Yes,
I
yeah.
love I love that. Well, you know what? Honestly, you are very credible to speak on this. Yeah, more than a lot of people,
Yeah.
because you've actually taken action and you've seen what works. And I love that
Hmm.
you brought up the community aspect because you
Hmm.
become like who you're around. The more you're
Yeah.
around miserable people, the more miserable you're gonna be. The more
Yeah.
you're around
Hmm.
enthusiastic, positive, fit, healthy people,
Hmm.
guess what? You're going to be next in line to be fit, positive, and enthusiastic. So, I can see that in you. And yeah, man, I'm excited. You're going to be sending me a picture down the line like
Oh,
ripped.
the
I'm here
abs are
for it.
here.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, Shanika. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on, taking the time to speak to me and everybody that's watching. And let's keep crushing it. I'm excited to see more of your success. All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank
All
you.
righty. God bless. We'll talk soon.
All right,
Peace.
then.